Welcome, investors. My name is Stanley Hunt, your host here at Smartstox Talk Show. Here we are in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, which is the heart of the resource world. I have a friend of mine, and we're updating him, David Webb, the president of Tyhee Development. David, I just read your news release, Discovery.
That is fantastic. No, we're quite pleased with that. It's you don't often get a chance to whale away with 8 holes and have the first 7 come back pretty darn good, and 3 real zingers in there.
Well, zingers is right. I mean, you got a mining width there that is good recovery.
Well, the first hole hit but 4 meters. Mind you, it was pretty good. It was the second hole that came up with the 32 meters of 1 3/4 grams gold, and I think it's about 4.5 grams of silver.
Wow. And the silver, I think, is fairly new in this area, is it not?
Well, we knew that there's always a little bit of silver, but generally you get 1/10 of a gram of silver for every gram of gold you get. This is getting us a little bit more silver than gold, so it's a little bit different, and we're quite pleased.
Well, quite pleased. I mean, you know, with all the companies, here you are in Yellowknife, which this was in production before, and you're discovering new zones around there, and you got a pre-feasibility study, and you're right in there going to full gusto here.
Yeah, we've got the drills turning right now, and that's something we're really pleased and we wanted to do. In the fall, we shut down the drilling just after we had done a financing winter shutdown, and we're really anxious to get up and going, and we want to be able to tell people some of the numbers, and we thought we had a plan to expand the zones beyond what we'd done the pre-feasibility on, and that's important.
Yes, I'm just looking at some of the numbers behind us there. I mean, this could be a very profitable situation here in the near future.
Well, we wanted to show with the pre-feasibility that what we have is economic, so good. Now we can make money on it. Now we're going to show how much we have. And that's part of what we've been doing in the last several months, is to really talk about the potential for this going up. So it's a two-prong approach. What we have is economic, and we'll improve on that with just simple engineering studies. But with the drill bit, we'll show that we have a heck of a lot more.
Well, what I like is the big kicker here. I mean, you're talking about $950 ounces of gold, and here we are at $1,300 plus in gold now. So that's all adding to the bottom line in the future if everything stays the way it is.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We were looking at the numbers beforehand, and I said, yeah, people are bemoaning the fact that gold's dropped $100 in price. But if you look at $1,350 gold, and we put that out on our charts, I think our economics now look at just a little over $350 million net present value, discounted at 5%.
Wow. I mean, that's only a very few companies in this whole exchange that can offer such incredible things with resources. You're close to infrastructure there with Yellowknife. I mean, you got it made here.
Yeah, and we submitted our permit application, so we've done the steps. We've got a big deposit. We built the ounces up over 2 million ounces. We've demonstrated that we can take out at least 800,000 ounces of that as reserves. We can call it ore now. Okay. And with the permits, we're well along in the permitting process, and the final documents should be going in the next 3 or 4 months. You get permits, you get profitability, and you get lots of room for expansion. That's the growth story.
Yeah. What I like is that I know you for years, Dave, and you're the most hardworking person, and you have you're going for the gusto here. You're going the whole way for your shareholders.
Well, that's the steps that we want to take. I mean, we back when gold was under $300 an ounce, we looked at this as a profitable operation, but something that may not be popular, and it's proven that it's a difficult sell to be a company that finds it, develops it, and then puts it into production. But our people have all done mines from scratch before. Myself, I've done 2. So this is something that we want to show we've done it before, we can do it again.
Yeah, and what I like looking at the pictures is this big open pit that you're talking about, and possibly 2 or 3 other pits.
Yeah, that's the other benefit is, like many other Archean terrains, there's a string of deposits along there, and you don't have to have a mill to process the ore at each one. We're looking at a central mill and numerous mines feeding into it. Some are actually will be planned to operate sequentially, some will be operating consecutively, so we'll be able to design what it is we want to produce. Do we want to go high volume, low grade, low volume, high grade? You can do anything you want.
Yeah, well, that's a wonderful part. you have a choice of what you want to do here. And in the meantime, you've got drilling programs going on with the other zones.
Yeah, well, the Gold Corp slide showed some of their deposits with 100-year mine lives. Quite a number of these Archean deposits are 40, 50, 60-year mine lives. The Con mine itself went for over 60 years. The Giant mine since the late 1940s, shut down in 2004. With us showing a 7.5-year mine life, that's just where the drilling stops.
Yeah. Yeah. And we can maybe guess and hope for the bottom part.
Oh, we all know what's below that that last stope.
Yeah. Well, didn't you test that on a hole there?
Yeah. The two biggest zones that we're looking at right now, the Ormsby zone and the Nicholas Lake zone. Both of them have the one Hail Mary hole at 200, 250 meters below the deepest resource block, and both have hit. So we're just showing there that, yeah, look, just a wild stab in the dark, and we hit.
Dave, we're just talking about Northwest Territories, where you are, and the image is remote wilderness. But I'm looking at a picture here, and I can see skyscrapers. What does that mean?
That's a common comment we have. First of all, people mistake the Yukon for the Northwest Territories, so half the time we're placed in the Yukon. Okay. But as I said, if you want to, we can have breakfast tomorrow morning here in Vancouver, hop on an Air Canada flight to Yellowknife, drive to our properties and watch the drills turn, drive back to Yellowknife, grab an Air Canada flight, come back here to Vancouver and have dinner.
We can set up tours.
It's not that hard to do. So it is in the Northwest Territories, but remote is relative, and if you can drive to it and do it all in one day from a major city, that's not remote. Yes,
and Yellowknife has got mining people there. You got anybody whoever you want to come out and work for you, and what a situation.
Yeah, well, there's Caterpillar dealers, Sandvik has an office there, the explosive manufacturers. When we have a piece of equipment go down, we don't have to ship it to Edmonton or Calgary or Point South. We ship it into Yellowknife where it can get a rewind on a major motor or a major repair on any heavy equipment.
And this is such a wonderful time to have the discovery here, and with the news coming out here, because the roundup is in the next couple of weeks, and then the PDAC. So this is a great time for you.
Yeah, it's always nice to get out and talk to people. It's always nice when you have something positive to say. And I think we're going through a very active time. So we've got the drills turning. Both camps are in full operation. We have the permitting working through, so the engineers are working on that, and the environmental guys are busy working on it. And there's always a chance to talk to people about what the potential is, and that's either on the financing side, on the joint venture side, on acquisition side. Just a lot of things going on.
Well, that's what we like in this business, always looking forward to the next discovery, and you've just done it.
That's right. Well, we've got another one we'll be working on soon.
Well, David, I just want to thank you for this wonderful update.
Thank you very much, Stanley.
I'm Stanley Hunt, your host here at the Smartstock Talk Show, where companies come alive.